Okay, I'll open the meeting anyway. It is Monday, October 18th, 2021, and I bring the Douglas Board of Health meeting to order. So, first on the agenda, we have 32 Hemlock Street, and I'm going to turn that over to you, Mr. Bowen.
We don't wait for the
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, when last we met,
Here we go.
the parties, their counsel had agreed to provide us with what basically would have been like a pre-trial memo in which they were going to identify the issues that they agreed upon, disagreed upon, with a particular focus on covering the pig pen because of the issue of potential fecal contamination coming from that area. I haven't received a copy of it, and if counsel are present corporeally or virtually, I'd be interested in hearing from counsel about what efforts were made to comply with our request, because it's my understanding that both parties had agreed to provide that to us, and we have nothing. So if counsel are there, if you could just fill us in on what's happening, why we don't have anything, I think we'd all like to hear that.
Sure, I'm happy to start. This is Lauren Sparks for the Hot Knocks. We proposed via email to the Board of Health and to Attorney Lassane essentially a clarification of the board's existing order.
Do you have either move closer to the microphone or some way to make it louder?
You can come up here, sure.
Sure. We had proposed a clarification of the board's existing order. Essentially, the Hot Knocks request that the Board of Health order the neighbors to install an impervious barrier to cover the entire area of the pig pen to prevent any more runoff from flowing from that area. We do not know at this point whether the neighbors will assent to that, but that is what we have requested.
So I think I see that there was an email in 6 days ago asking about that. I responded by saying that we think that we do project the entire area, but there was some dispute about how to determine what the scope of what was being covered was. A lot of the
Let me interrupt there. Counsel, our request was that you both had worked all this out in advance and that you present us with a memorandum that identified what you agreed upon, what you didn't agree upon. The purpose of that was so that we didn't tire of an explanation as to why certain things happened or didn't happen. Am I correct that we don't have a document where things that were supposed that could be agreed upon and can be agreed upon, we don't have such a document? Is that where we're at?
That's correct. We did not receive a response by the board's deadline as to whether or not that proposal would be accepted or rejected.
All right, so Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I don't want to waste the board's time with, listening to an interaction about why some things happen and some things don't. The parties that agreed to provide us with this material, we don't have them. I have a sense of perhaps why it didn't happen, but I'm not gonna, it doesn't matter what my sense of it is. Mr. Chairman, what's your board hearing schedule over the next 2 or 3 weeks?
We really have nothing scheduled. We can, at any given time, we can probably, come together as a board and.
All right, then, Mr. Chairman, what I'm going to suggest is, and I'd ask the board to adopt this as an order to the party,
Okay.
that in 4 weeks' time, that the Board of Health hold a violation hearing concerning the coverage of the pig pen. That the vote that the board takes tonight be construed as actual notice to the parties that in 4 weeks, there will be a hearing, at which time the aggrieved party will present its engineering evidence as to whether there's contamination coming from this area. It will present its proposed remedial solutions, and then the property owner will be entitled to present such evidence as it cares to present as to why no order should be given. I don't think it makes any sense for the board to carry on with this matter tonight. We'll hold a hearing in 4 weeks. That's enough time for everybody to line up their experts. And then at the conclusion of that hearing, the board can take it, the evidence, weigh it, and then issue an order, if any, that it deems to be appropriate. I think that's the only way forward. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a back and forth about who can't reach whom and why.
Respectfully, this is Lauren Sparks. At the last meeting, the Hutnecks had submitted a detailed memorandum from our engineering expert about causation and data retrieved from the site, indicating that the E. coli contaminant was coming from the neighboring property. We've provided that.
Does the landowner have a copy of that?
Yes, everybody should have a copy.
Council, you have a copy of that?
Do we have a copy
I
of that?
was given a copy, an email copy of that report. We, at the prior hearing, also indicated that there was circumstances, including bovine presence on neighboring properties, that left that report ambiguous, and it wasn't an unequivocal conclusion. It said this is a possibility. So if you go back to language of the report, I don't think that it supports as unilateral conclusion that was what was occurring on site. It said it's a possibility.
Okay, so what we're going to do, is there any reason why both of you couldn't do a hearing in 2 weeks?
Sure. The subject of the last email that she sent said she thought that we didn't agree on 34 questions, and the possible subject we could have agreed on was the amount of area to be covered. The day that it arrived, I was occupied when I wrote back. I had said, here's an image of the area that we do have covered, and another area that I suggested could be covered, and didn't receive a response on that. So, I mean, if we're having a meeting in 2 weeks, is that on the notice of violation, or is that on coverage of topsoil, or what is the purpose of the meeting in 2 weeks?
It's on coverage of the pig pen. You can argue that it doesn't need to be covered. You can argue about other contributory sources. You can impeach the evidence. You can impeach their report. You can do whatever you think is appropriate to the circumstances. But since this is a drinking water issue, I want this brought to a close. And what I'm suggesting to the board, and I think the board agrees with this, is that we hold a formal hearing in 2 weeks. Bring in the evidence if you want to impeach it. If you want to present other evidence, that's fine, but that will be the opportunity for you to present the evidence. And the board will adjudication and issue whatever order is appropriate. Is everybody clear on what would happen?
Yes. I'm anxious to move forward anyway. I think that, these people are without drinking water. That's very important. So, yes.
All right.
As a question, you said that they're without drinking water. I thought that at the last meeting they had indicated that they were in the process of chlorinating their well, and that date. So has the well not been chlorinated, or is that on the record?
The well has been chlorinated. The Hutnecks are currently waiting approval from town officials to be able to drink the water.
Okay, now does this proceeding in 2 weeks have any impact on the ability of town officials to approve the water to drink?
No. What we're going to do is we are going to get to the question of causation as it pertains to the coverage issue. So you are going to tell us, or the complainant is going to tell us what they think needs to be covered, and you're going to tell us why they're wrong. And that's the issue, and that's what we're going to deal with. At the end of it, the Board of Health will decide what, if anything, needs to be covered. In the meantime, if you can come up with some agreement beforehand, I encourage you to do so. That's what we had hoped would be ready for tonight. But it wasn't. And if it's not ready by the next one, we'll hold our hearing and we can see where that goes. Put your hands, you can put yourselves in the hands of the board. We're trying to put yourselves in your own hands, but that hasn't worked. So we ready to go forward in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Same time or meetings just 5:30?
Same time, yes.
Board?
Same time, yes.
Okay. Same
No, that
time.
was a question.
Yep, same time, 2 weeks, 5:30.
I
Have
would
you
request, could we be the second item on the agenda as like I mentioned in the prior note, finish teaching at 5:50, so we can present from then on.
I have to check.
would
can-
6
yeah.
o'clock work better for you?
That'd be
I have
perfect.
to see if the room's
Okay,
available.
great.
Right, we have to see if the rooms are available, first of all.
All right. Mr. Chairman, if you could let me know, what I'll do is I'll send a confirmatory
Absolutely.
email to the council.
Sure.
And we'll leave it right now that the idea is that we're going to hold the hearing 2 weeks from today, 6 o'clock, subject to your confirm the availability of the room. The subject matter will be covered.
Very well,
And everyone will have their witnesses ready.
yes.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you very much, council.
thank you, Attorney
Chairman,
Bowman.
members of the Board of Health, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you
And,
for your
If anybody
assistance.
has any questions, please just let me know.
Okay, thank you for your assistance.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Hopefully with better results.
I don't know, I'm starting to like this town. I like coming to visit you guys.
Where you come?
It's a nice town.
West Brookfield is where I live,
yeah.
so when I work remotely, that's where I come from, but normally from Worcester.
Where are you from?
West Brookfield,
Oh,
So
West
it's a nice
Brookfield. That's a
drive.
long way,
Yeah.
yeah.
through half of the common.
No kidding. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Night.
Good night, Mr. Hutnick.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Hutnick. Okay, now we can proceed with our meeting. Oh, yeah, the next one is, it says bylaw discussion. Well, what I did was, one afternoon when I think I was in the parking lot waiting for you to come out, I put together, I'll read it to you. If I put my glasses on. And it goes like this. Are they off? Yeah, they're off.
Who's on? Is that?
Hi, Emily.
Are we, hello? Hello in the video room.
Hello.
How are
Killed
you?
everything except Amanda?
Doing okay.
There's still other people on the Zoom.
Oh, they're on?
I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if they're listening or they've walked away, but
It just has the name, Nathaniel
it's still
Dupree.
the two people
Yeah.
from the last topic you covered.
Okay, because this is kind of important that it's just the board.
Okay,
Is that Emily?
I'm
Is it-
not
Emily?
sure.
Yeah, that's Emily.
Am I able to, like, you want me to?
I just want to make sure that they're not on the meeting.
I can't say that they're not listening. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
well, we can ask. Nathaniel, are you still with us?
They could still be hearing you, like, I can't, you
Oh.
in a public meeting, I don't think,
Yeah,
so,
that's-
Oh,
you
okay.
know what I mean? If it's a public meeting, I'm not sure.
I don't think they are. I hope that they're not, but why don't we move to,
It is posted as a public meeting, so.
yeah, I know, well, it's kind of, well, all right. I suppose. All right, so I will
Do
read
you,
this.
do you wish to move into executive session?
No, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what I have come up with. It's a very, very rough draft, okay? Can you hear me okay over there? Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking a possibility of looking into kind of putting together some bylaws that would, well, because of the past incidences that we've been through, we're kind of looking to put some bylaws into, for the town and to protect the town. So anyway, this is a rough draft. This is what I quickly wrote up. We can build from here if it works for everybody. It goes like this. Farm-type animals that are allowed, taking into consideration number of animals, type of animals, amount of acreage, and proper sheltering. Abutters should be a designated distance away from the property line. Contour of the land must be of consideration as well. See, I'm reading my own writing and it's very difficult. So that's the first bylaw that I think, that we are proposing right now. The next one would be multi-residential property owners are
Wait,
responsible.
sir, quick question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Still the animal control officer?
Yes. No, he's animal inspector.
Who's that?
Mo?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Mo, yeah.
I feel like that could be a good thing to bring up to him, because I know we do have like some laws
Sure.
with that, but maybe he could always help with some, like some feedback.
Right. Well, we do have this bylaw here that states that they can have up to how many, four animals now?
For just swine,
Oh, 4 swine, okay. So they can
under
have.
5 acres.
Under
5 acres.
Under 5 acres, so it just doesn't seem to be enough. 4 pigs with 1 acre of land,
Yeah.
it just, yeah.
I don't read the bylaw that way. I read it the other way.
How's that?
I read it as 4 swine if you have at least 5 acres.
No, that's not
Well-
it. That's not it, no. Yeah, we read that before, and it's,
I would have to read it, I would have to read it right now in order to give
Yeah,
you my,
yeah,
but that,
yeah.
my interpretation was it was different than what other people
Do you
were
want me to grab
interpreting it. Anyway,
yeah. We can, I mean, like I say, I'm just presenting this right now, it's just a rough draft.
yeah,
So we have multi-residential property owners are responsible for maintaining the property in a clean, safe, and orderly manner. Any legitimate complaints filed through the Douglas Board of Health must be addressed in a timely manner. If there is little or no effort to address the complaint of the part of the on the part of the owners, like I say, my writing is, in a responsible amount of time, a fine in the amount specified by the Douglas Board of Health may be imposed on the owner of said property. If the owner still does not comply, an attachment of the property by the town of Douglas may possibly be imposed on the property owner. Any questions on that? Or anything to add, or anything to input into it?
there's nothing existing right now?
No.
Wow.
No. I have a
We
situation,
could just decide like the actual amount, and we could say like a $50 amount daily until
yeah,
items are involved, something like that.
right. That's good. But, and then if it goes on and on, we have to have, also, I figured, we have to have some means of attaching the property.
Right.
I don't know, you must have some knowledge about that, being in
In
Watertown.
Watertown,
Yeah.
we weren't able to do that. It would just go to court.
Oh, you just go to court?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you have any fines or,
Yeah, other departments did have fines and they could do it like a tax lien.
okay. Okay. All right, I mean, if we can put something together and we can hand it over to Rich, our attorney, and go from there. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put a draft together, and if we have anything to add to it right now, help me out, please. Be my guest. I'm open to suggestion. It gives us a little bit of power to, I don't mean to say power, but
Leverage.
that's, yeah.
We use leverage.
It gives us a chance to say, hey, look, do this, or you're going to pay consequences. Otherwise, we have no consequences right now. Just something to think about, okay? So we'll leave it at that right now.
I think what you're doing is a good first step.
Yeah. We'll leave it, if you have any input, you can email it, whatever. That's fine too, all right? I don't expect, go ahead,
I was
Emily.
just gonna say, I totally think it's necessary because it can be hard to just not have anything to back you.
Right. Well, you know how that is.
Right,
You went through a whole summer of that.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, like I say, email is fine. Let us, if you have an idea or thought about it, just drop an email to Kristen, because she's not doing anything anyhow.
Well, she has a helper now, so she can
Yeah.
take more
Bring it
work.
on, yeah.
I'm only kidding
Yeah,
on
I
that.
know.
Okay, folks, are we ready to move on? Okay, we have Tire Day that will be coming up. We readjusted the cost of different things, and you have that sheet? Oh, I have that sheet, okay. So I'm going to read off the different amounts that we have here. If you feel that they're okay, then that's fine. If not, I'd like your input. So Tire Day will be October 19, tomorrow, yeah. 19, 21, 23, 26, 28, and 30. 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., of course. We have at the Douglas Transfer Station, 9 Rydell Road. You must see attendant before you leave your tires, okay? So the attendants are going to have to take charge of that. So we have passenger tires, 19-inch, $5. Light commercial, 19.5, $4. Truck tires,
Can we interrupt here?
yep, go ahead.
Why is a larger tire cost
It's
less?
actually the same amount,
Yeah,
but
oh,
somehow
yeah.
it's $4.
Okay,
Which one is this?
the first two.
The light commercial is actually the same price as the passenger tire.
Oh, okay, so why do we have,
I don't know,
okay, same price,
$5.
$5, okay, so that's a mistake. Okay, why didn't I catch that before?
know
That's
why.
my fault,
No, it's-
I should have caught that, yeah. Okay, thank you, Dick. Then we have truck tires, 20 to 24 inch, $16. We have super single, $12.
Could one ask for clarification? What the heck is a super single?
This is just the list the tire company gave me. I
Yeah,
don't know.
super single. I think what it is I was thinking, no, that's not it, though. It can't be. I was thinking that's spare, but it's not that.
As long as Dick knows, we're okay.
That's right.
If he doesn't, we'll find out.
That's right.
We'll find out.
We have small to tractor tires?
Small tractor tires.
Oh, not two. Okay, so we have small tractor tires, $35. We have large farm tractor tires, $80. Backhoe tires, $80. Loader tires, $310, and dump truck tires, $35. All sounds fair? Okay, so you can bring all your backhoe tires up there. Amanda, Emily, bring your tires, backhoe tires up there, okay? Okay, that takes care of that, tire day. Any questions on that? Good.
Is that open to all residents, even if they don't have like a
Yes.
pass? Okay.
Yeah, residents, yes. Okay, so we have next health agent update, and that would be me.
Oh, on tire day, it's not,
Yeah.
is it all residents, or is it
Yes.
only those people who?
All residents.
All residents, yeah, that's what I asked, yeah.
Up top, it says it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're still working on, is that 409 Main Street? Okay, we're still working on 409 Main Street. We had, I don't know if you recall, I visited the property way back in June. No, what am I saying? September, right? August, maybe August. I have it
think it was
written down in
August,
here. I have it written
yeah.
down in here.
It's August.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, it is August. August 12th, as a matter of fact, okay? And there were several things that I brought to the attention of the owner. There were open ceilings. The hallways had holes in the not the hallway, the stairway going up to the second floor. The third floor, there is a third floor, but it really shouldn't be used as a bedroom, but they've been using it as a bedroom. There are several things like that. The shower is leaking inside the wall, so that has to be totally gutted and replaced. Now, the thing about this is the building inspector has become involved in it. And because of that, you know, I'm hands-off right now until he decides exactly what should be done. And then we'll move from there. But we're still waiting for him because he's kind of backed up too. So that's where we stand on this Northeast Main Street complaint. Okay, and then we have another complaint on, let's see, what street is that?
Main Street.
That's Main Street too? What number Main Street is that? Okay, this is also Main Street, over by behind the bank over here on Main Street. There's a little apartment complex in the back. Okay, there were some things that I pointed out to the owner. Faucet was leaking. They had an exhaust fan that didn't work, window that was leaking. So I spent, well, this has been going on since 9/1, so September 1st of '21. And so I wasn't getting much of a response from the owner to address some of these issues until I met with him last, was it Saturday? No, Friday night. I went over to the apartment with him and him and his son, and they repaired most of the problems. They still need to have the windows replaced, and they still need to replace that fan. But there were leaks, like I say, there were leaks under the cabinets, and there were plumbing leaks. So he addressed those, and he told me that he's just waiting for the windows to be shipped so they can put the windows in. Are there any questions? Okay. That's the agent. Now, we have the public health nurse.
she there?
Yeah. Mishka?
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So, COVID-19 cases keep coming, so this still keeps me busy.
I bet.
But it's not like crazy high, but every day there's a few new cases.
Sure.
Like over the weekend I got 9, which is a little bit higher than normally.
Nice.
Yes, but you know, I'm managing. I'm managing and it's going well. So far, I'm doing this by myself and there is no need for additional help. And I hope it's gonna stay like this. So this is one thing. Another thing, what I wanna mention is I would like to request the Board of Health to talk about the budget for some training and some conferences for Kristen and me, because there are so many different trainings available, but our Board of Health, we have no budget for it. Like we have no money for any trainings, for nothing. So it was advised by Jean to all put some money aside to budget for that, because it's important.
Right.
Like
Have
there was
you-
a conference this week.
Have
this
you,
week, and we were not able to attend because there is no money.
Oh,
And
you
people
weren't
from
able to
surrounding
attend.
towns are attending the conference. That's one thing.
Well, that's
And
too
another,
bad.
That's sharing services. The inspectors are starting this week, so hopefully we'll meet them this week or the next week. And they may be also helpful when planning, talking about the bylaws. They can also see what the other towns have and we can maybe just, get this information and will help us to create some bylaws we need to improve. That's just my thought.
So you weren't able to go to the conference, huh?
No, but you know what, it's okay because it was a last minute and
Yeah, I know.
yes, but I feel that should be a
We will definitely
budget
address
for
that,
for the
right,
future.
right. Yeah, we'll definitely address that.
There are so many trainings available and I'm sure Kristen and I could benefit from it.
Absolutely, right. Okay.
I know that there's like a few memberships that I have that aren't very expensive. Do you even think there's like $200 and we can just have like a Douglas, like a general one, and we can share like the trainings that come out or something like that?
We have some. I think we have a couple memberships.
Okay.
I know I belong to the Massachusetts Association of Public Health Nurses, and they have a training, so they have a conference in May every year.
What I wanted to ask you, Agnieszka, is what's the story on the booster shots?
So we had a clinic that happened at the high school.
Uh-huh.
There was a clinic, one was the beginning, I don't remember the dates, but the last one was October 8th, was the second dose. And they were doing Pfizer, they were doing boosters, and they also were doing Johnson, 1 dose of Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And so the information about the clinic was sent to all the town departments, like fire, police, also schools were aware of that, and senior center. They knew about it. So some people came, but there was not a huge interest. I know the first dose clinic only Kristen, like several people came, and they even the state refused to come back with the second dose. So it took some time to convince them to come back. But they did. Eventually, they said, "Okay, we'll come back for the second dose." And we had more people, but still not like tons.
Right.
Not sure exactly how many people were there, but so.
Will there be other?
It shows us that the interest is not huge. Everybody is doing the shots. Walmart is doing shots. CVS is doing shots. So people have access. Those who are interested. But we still are talking with Uxbridge to have a small-scale clinic, like maybe once a week to run with them, just for boosters. because there is no need to do it more than 1 day a week.
Right, right.
So we're still discussing and to see what's the best option.
Okay. Well, some people haven't, it hasn't been enough time to, in between shots, so maybe that plays into it too, I don't know.
And
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
everybody's doing the shot, so honestly, if those would like to get one,
yeah,
I check the schedule even here in Whitensville at Walmart.
Yeah.
I can go and, get a shot tonight or tomorrow.
sure, sure.
Like so many appointments available.
So maybe it isn't necessary to run a clinic then?
But like I said, that's gonna be something small, like once a week.
Yeah.
We are still discussing. We would like to have something,
Mhm.
just we have to see how we can handle this and how we can do that.
Right. Okay. Any questions, anybody? Okay. So, thank you, Agnieszka. Transfer station, recycling batteries. You're up.
We're up on recycling batteries. There is a company that will allow us to recycle batteries at no cost to us, except some labor. And I think we should do that. And the batteries that they're taking is a broad range of batteries, from household batteries to tool batteries to digital camera batteries, broad range. They'll even take cell phones, the whole thing. So to implement this, we need a sign, we need a way to capture the batteries. And for that, I'm asking the board to allow me to spend up to $200. Frugally spend it.
Well, the board will have to look into what funds we can draw from.
Okay?
And so that would be on hold until we know exactly what, where the money is coming from, if the money is coming from at all.
Okay. so-
Hopefully it is, but,
Check with Irene, maybe.
Say again?
Check with Irene,
Yes, that's on my list to do.
yeah.
and we'll talk to Jean.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, all set there. What's compactors?
I did a study on adding 2 compactors, one for cardboard, one for plastic, and I was just wondering what happened.
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, we were all set to do something.
No, I think what happened was, and in fact, it probably had to do more with me than anything. I was trying to think of, I don't know, it just kind of struck me when I went up there one day. I said, we're going to be moving all this stuff around, putting it in different places.
Yep.
I just couldn't imagine that traffic flowing as easy as it flows now. It does flow well. Cars come in, they go up, they know the routine.
Yep.
It works. I said to myself, let's leave it.
Then let's leave it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
To me, that's the best way to do it. It's working. It's working well. Yeah, we could probably do this and that, but to tear apart the whole place, and it's not worth it,
Okay.
But, I mean, it's not that how can I say? I appreciate the efforts,
Oh, that's not a problem.
yeah, but I know it's not a problem, but nonetheless, I just can't see flipping it upside down and doing everything.
Yeah, then we should not do it.
That's right. Okay, any questions on that, folks? Okay. Let's see, we have bills and warrants. I haven't, let's see. Actually, we're only 2 weeks out from the last meeting, right?
Yeah, but we didn't have these for a while. There's no, it's just, there's nothing
No.
out of the ordinary.
Okay. So that's all set. And we have old business or new business? The only thing I have is, we really do, and I've mentioned this in the past with Dick and I, we really have to do something about BP, the contract, you know?
Yeah, we can't keep extending it for 100 years, can
No.
we?
And, you know, now is the time that we should do it, because as much as it's a grind, we have a copy of the old contract. I mean, if there's anything that if you have a copy, I've read through the contract. If there's anything in the contract, there are a few changes I made, okay?
Yeah,
But basically, it's sound,
yeah.
you know? And it's exactly what we do. So I think we should probably move to, you know, like I say, with the exception of a few things that we probably want to add or take out or whatever, it's a pretty sound contract.
So are you suggesting that we should advertise it?
No, what I'm suggesting is that we should look at it first again.
Oh, okay.
Everybody on the board should look at it and have some input on it. So probably even at the next meeting, we can discuss it a little more in a little more detail. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Could we see the old, like proposals that companies are submitting?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's BP is probably, you know, we're probably going to continue with them, most likely. They have the equipment up there, they, you know, in other words, we're happy with their service.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, that takes care of everything, I guess, and do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And you second it?
I second.
Okay, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.